Hi everyone, and welcome to TrendSpotting. Here's what caught your eye on social media this week. The Philippines has been removed from the list of countries eligible to participate in the H-2B foreign worker program. According to a January 18 notice in the Federal Register, the U.S. Department of Homeland Security, in consultation with the State Department, determined that the Philippines has a high overstay rate. Now, the loss of temporary skilled Filipino workers could have a dramatic effect not on just the local construction industry, but on the Guam economy as a whole, according to the Guam Contractors Association. The surprise announcement by the Department of Homeland Security to remove the Philippines from the H-2B labor program has the Leon Guerrero administration scrambling to mitigate the impact. Guam has received exemptions in the past, like the recent defense spending bill, which provides easier visa approvals for military-related projects, and that also apparently applies with the new decision. Federal Affairs Committee Chair Senator Regine Bisco-Lee calls the removal unfair. She pledged to work with the administration to find a solution. Many of our followers took to Facebook to share their reaction to the H-2B news. Stephanie Dickinson writes, "They're overstaying, but they're still making a difference and improving the island. I say leave them alone. They work their fingers to the bone and people still complain. If the people that are worried about H-2B visas put as much effort into building up the island community as they do trying to destroy it, this island would become a better place." Juan Borja commented, "Sucks for them. I know they need the money, but just because they were the majority doesn't mean we lose all our skilled labor." Robert Kagan Jr. stated, "A high rate of these laborers overstay their visas. While I acknowledge their world-class work ethic, they brought this on themselves by abusing our system." And finally, Carl Johnston commented, "Well, hopefully this will help the Chamorro people find jobs, and maybe GovGuam could step up their game and give some efforts to get young people into trade schools." Roughly 6 to 8 million is what it's going to cost to cover the treatment for about 100 inmates at the Department of Corrections with hepatitis C. The CDC reports that most people become infected with HCV by sharing needles or other equipment to inject drugs, and that there is currently no vaccine for hepatitis C. Dr. Larry Lizama, who provides chronic care at DOC, is hoping newly elected leaders find resources to help these inmates and prevent further spread of the viral infection at the prison. Here's what some are saying online. Mickey_Tenorio states that money could go to something better, which had Instagram user Kel's Charfers reply, "Before commenting such a thing, remember that we are all human first. I mean, do you really suggest that they should be left untreated?" And Goodell4788 stated his solution for any further spread of the virus. Well, they're already in prison. Only way to stop the spread is isolating the infected. Freshman Republican Senator Jim Moylan has introduced a rules resolution, which, if passed, would mean legislative employees and senators would have to take drug tests, and Bill 26, which would mandate drug testing for elected and appointed officials. In a release, Senator Moylan says he is, quote, "declaring war on drugs," end quote, noting the legislature is one GovGuam entity that does not require drug testing for employment. Moylan's Rules Resolution 16 must still be debated and voted on by senators in the 35th Guam legislature, and his Bill 26 would require drug testing for elected and appointed officials, including members of board and commissions. Moylan said, quote, "We must set the bar high on tackling the drug problem," end quote. The freshman senator also said he'd be willing to take a drug test, several wanting to raise the stakes even more. Leanne Flores writes, "There are ways to get around a drug test with urine, of course, unless caught off guard. Take it further and do a hair follicle test on all government workers." Joshua R. Mangan commented, "Drug test everyone working for the government." Melvin Duenas added, "Can you extend that to include all DOE teachers and personnel every 6 months?" Then there's some who want to include more than drug testing. Kelly Bell writes, "I think all government employees should be subject to random drug tests, and anytime a supervisor suspects the possibility of being impaired, alcohol as well." But there are a few naysayers. Take a look at what Mike Rosansky commented. "People are going to disagree with me, but I say no. Why, you ask? Well, let's break it down. So GovGuam has, let's say, 5,000 employees times $25 times 12 months equals $1.5 million a year, which could go to schools, the hospitals, police, and fire. So I'd rather have that money go there instead of drug testing. The government doesn't have the money to be thrown away like this. So I say no to drug testing. He includes, I do not work for GovGuam. Peter Guerrero also makes a point stating, might lose half of the employees. Thanks for joining us. Catch us next week for more trend spotting.